Good morning, gamers. It's Brewski. Happy Valentine's Day to you. All right, after a lot of procrastinating, and believe me, I put the pro in procrastinate, I am starting my army vlog for the Retribution of Scyrah. I've had models in this army for ages. I have never done anything with them, planned anything with them. I've messed around with them a couple of times. It's really not much. So finally, this is my kick in the butt to get them going. I'm also starting to paint them up, and I'm hoping I can actually get the Pointed Day Challenge for February done. So I will keep you guys posted on that progress on Facebook and elsewhere. But anyway, here is the army log. So just going over the list really fast. I'm not going to do this entirely checklist style, but this is kind of an idea of what I want to work with. Okay, the list is going to be in Defenders of Ios theme, which means I'm liking infantry, I'm liking troops, I'm not liking a lot of frills and solos and all that stuff, and I'm really keeping this pretty simple. I'm going with Thyron's Sword of Truth as the Warcaster. This is probably the model that made me play Retribution in the first place. I love big swords. I like that Kensei Blade Master sort of feel. That was a draw right there. I was just like, I'm playing them. So I've literally had one of these models kicking around. I had painted it up. I hated the job. I stripped it down, tarnished the metal, and got a brand new one. So eventually you'll be seeing him. In his battle group, this is a bit of an awkward mix-up. I can't figure a way to use all the points, and I don't like using the Vire Jacks, the Harpy and the Siren, as much as I do Shail ones because they're shielded. Maybe that's a handicap on my part. I'll look at that later. But for right now, I'm going with a Gorgon and a Phoenix. Warhammer fans can laugh at that. That's totally fine. The Gorgon I've always liked because it's got that mobility impairment. It's got the ability to slow units down with its gun, and it's got the ability to lock units in. This thing could pick a fight, hypothetically, with a heavy or a colossal and pin it down. It basically is not going to be able to get away until it destroys the Gorgon. So this is my way of keeping something out of the game if I want to, or tying it up until the Phoenix can jump in, or Thyron can jump in, or, you know, one of the other units can get in. The Phoenix, I mean, that's just an all-rounder, and I know there's a lot of love for the Mana Core. I even considered magnetizing that so I could go either way. I've got the points for it in a brawl-size list at 25 points. I'm not sure I can do it, though. The wrist blades are kind of small. I'm not sure I'm going to stick magnets in of the right size at this part of a forearm and actually get a good solid lock. I'll try it. Maybe it'll work, but right now I'm just going with the Phoenix as a standalone model. Again, he's got a gun, he's got an arc node, he's very tough, he's got continuous, he's got a lot of fire effects, which will do additional damage above and beyond what he does in his own attacks. I like the fact that there's a little more wear and tear and attrition to be had there. Then we've got an Arcanist Mechanic. This is really the only type of buff solo that this army is going to take, and it's pretty standard. I don't know any armies that don't take Arcanist Mechanics. Again, he's going to be probably pumping up the Phoenix or pumping up the Gorgon, and he can fix those guys if they get too damaged. The shields give out and they get damage on them. He can actually jump in and fix if he's alive, so we'll try. I've got a Ghost Sniper. I love snipers. I love those guys as units. I like the ranged precision. I like the fact that I can just stick him on the side of a board and just have him take out solos or take out units, or, you know, leave him in the back to start knocking off parts on a Warjack, so that'll be nice. I've got a max unit of House Guard Halberdiers with the command attachment, and I've got a unit of Stormfall Archers. Bow and arrow RPGs, enough said. And Halberdiers, I mean, I wanted something melee because that really fits in with what Thyron does. There's a lot of this list. You could say that, you know, the sniper, the mechanic, the archers, they're not really going to take advantage of what he does. For the most part, you're right. His feat and his ability is really going to be capitalizing on the jacks and the halberdiers. So I really envision this as this very no-frills combat army. The shooty units are going to do damage first, try and whittle down units. Whittle down heavier jacks. Thyron's going to jump in. The halberdiers are going to jump in. The Arcanist is going to back up the jacks, and they're going to go and do their work, basically. It's not necessarily made for objectives, though I could see it might possibly do well on these. Maybe I can have the archers as a backup scoring unit. I don't know. We'll see. I'm jumping in. I'm very rusty to this, and I'm literally just going to see what this list does. And I finally got a second K-Door jack I can use, so I can literally start battle boxing at home. And I'm looking to get more guys to go to Gameology in Pasadena, so that's where I think I'm going to test this out. So I'm looking for players. If you want to go to Gameology in Pasadena, I'm usually free on the weekends and the evenings a little bit, so I'll be looking to get some 25-point games in once this list is ready. But for right now, that's what I've got going, and that's the thought behind it. You know, I really just wanted a no-frills, simple combat list. I can learn the, 5 layers deep chess strategy of the army later. But for right now, that's what I've got. So, looking over the models, I'm going to show you guys what I have now. Okay, so starting off fast, you can see we've got the old fire on here. This is the metal tarnished version. This guy was sitting in simple green a little too long, and that stuff will start eating metal, so I have another one that I need to put together, and then I'll just be repainting him. I've got the Arcanist Mechanic, and that kind of is the paint job I'm going to go for. You can see from what I'm doing, he's going to have basically dark purple uniform. I'm going to go for very, very light gray armor. It's going to be pretty no-frills, and then the jacks are going to be opposite. They're going to have, light purple energy, gray armor all around, probably dark and light to contrast, but that's going to be pretty no-frills, pretty simplistic. I'm happy with the way it's going, but this is, this guy's very much work in progress, so we'll see how he turns out otherwise. I've got the Ghost Sniper, same kind of in progress there. I had started this guy with the red paint job, so I'm switching him back over to the purple, and I'm hoping to have these guys done in the next day or two. And then I've got my Phoenix, looking very gray but slightly sad. He lost some very important bits. Anyway, I am going to try and magnetize him. I have all the parts to make the Manicore still, but I don't know. Like I said, these arm bits, the blades that are going to go on the back of the forearm, I don't know if the magnets are really going to hold or be big enough to go in there. We'll see. And I've got other models that I'm not really using here. Like this is the Gorgon that I've got to build up, obviously still in its glorious, glorious box. I've got Chimera, that was my test paint job. I don't super love the model. I'm not super warm and fuzzy about this guy, but it's nonetheless a cool model, and maybe I'll want to switch out for more lights instead of heavies. I'm kind of thinking I don't want to go focus heavy on the jacks. I want Thyron able to buff units, or I want him to, be able to concentrate more on himself using, Storm Rager or something like that. So we'll see how that all goes. So there's the models as I have it. You have my starter paint job, so you kind of know what I'm envisioning here. And I think it's going to come out great. I just need to put a little more time and work into it, and you'll see where I'm going there. So this is the start of the Army vlog finally. Yay! So happy. Anyway, if you want to follow along, go ahead and click subscribe and the bell button so you get notifications. If you like the video, give it a like, obviously. Leave comments if you have suggestions on the list or how to use it. Things you might change. That's all totally fine. I don't know that I'm going to go nuts on that right now. I just want to get it built, see how it plays, and then I can tweak as I go. But I'm definitely open to advice from people who are a little more veteran than I am. So, as always, stay savage, people.